I'm live on here on the webcam, the YouTube people out there. My face is super glossy. This camera makes me. I don't know if it's just me or the other folks that be listening. I be looking hella fucking shiny. I don't even be having like much on my face. It still ain't do much. Anyway, we gonna make things right. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good peoples. Good morning, good ladies and gentlemen and ladies. Welcome all y'all to another dope ass episode of Chill World Radio. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope everybody's weekend has been well. Hope everybody's Monday has been good. And now it's time for a Tuesday. And let's make sure this Tuesday goes by as good as it possibly could be, right? Thank y'all for everyone tuning in. All right. So one of the things that's avidly important, right? One of the things that's avidly important for me thus far, that has been important for me, I want to say as of the last week. Yeah, within the last week and a half, because I've been off of work for a minute. But within the last week and a half, one of the biggest things that I've been making sure I do is find ways to restart, right? Find a reason to restart. Find a reason. Find ways to restart. Find reasons to restart. I mean, I have a reason to restart, but I'm at a place right now which I feel like I need to restart in certain aspects of my life, in certain aspects of my world. And it's important that I do not become complacent. It's important that I am not stuck. It's important that I am doing the best that I possibly can be in many areas of my life, right? Of my life. And sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes you hit a wall. Sometimes you just fall off in many areas. That's not to say that I fell off, but it's just to say that, like, hey, restarting is important for me, obviously, and it should be important for a lot of other folks. But restarting is drastically important. And I think for me, at the place where I'm at right now, it's especially with me turning 30, like soon, within like about a little more than a month. I have to make sure the place and the direction that I'm going into when it comes to 30 is a place that I want to do, a place that I want to be. I could say growing up, I've done a lot of things, obviously for myself, out of survival and things of those sorts, but I've also done a lot of things to get by, or done a lot of things that will fulfill someone else's need, right? Or someone has pointed me in a direction that I believe is good for me, that it sounds good. And because my name is Willis and I know I can do what the hell I want to do, I just do it because, I can do it. And even though I do it, that doesn't necessarily mean these things are right for me at this moment, right? Or right for me in general. So you begin to use work, you begin to use life, you begin to use a bunch of other things to kind of just put shit off to the side and not fully allow yourself to focus on the shit you know you need to focus on, and focus on the shit that you know is right for you. 100%. Right? So for me and where I'm going right now, it's avidly important that I make sure. Damn, did I just delete my Instagram post? I thought I deleted it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm over here looking on Instagram, thought I deleted it. Anyway, that's the biggest thing, and that's the place where I'm at right now. Right? That's the biggest thing, and that's the place where I'm at right now. Making sure when I reset, I'm resetting in a place that is good for me. I'm resetting in a place in which I want to go to, and I'm resetting in a place in which that's meant for me. And I have all of the ability to do that. And with my time off as of late, hey, it's important that I stick with that. Okay. One of the things that I want to make sure we all pay attention to this morning, one of the things that I want to kind of focus on as we move on to with today's show, is just keeping our mind right when shit gets bad, keeping our mind right when shit goes left, keeping our mind right when you just don't know what direction to go to, right? You have all this shit going on in your world, you have all of this shit going on in your life, and now you're just like, what the fuck? You don't know where to start, you don't know how to start, you don't know what direction to go into, and you have to figure out what's next, right? There's a lot of things within our life. There's a lot of moments that we kind of go through in our life that causes us to not being in a place we want to. That causes us to not be how we want to get there. That causes us to not be in a place that we want to be into. And one of the things that's heavily important for me and within my life is when I'm going through shit is when shit gets bad, I have to make sure that at least my mind is right. Because shit will always get bad. And you're never going to be able to get through that problem perfectly, but you're going to get through it. Right. So it's important for me to focus on that, on those things. Right. So when it comes to making sure we get shit right and making sure things go according to plan and making sure our mind is just the place it's supposed to be. Right. One of the things that is heavily important for a lot of us. And it's hard for us to even get to that place. Right. But one of us that's heavily important for a lot of us is just to admit to yourself that shit is fucked up. That you fuck shit up right now. That you went left. Right. When your mind is all crazy and things are bad, admit to yourself that like, yo, I messed up. Admit to yourself that I fucked up. I want to say that's probably one of the first places you need to go. You should to go. Take accountability. Right? Take accountability. When you're at a place in which your mind is right and you're trying to get shit settled, one of the first things you should do and must do is take accountability. One of the first things, let me get my mind right because my mind is all jumbled. One of the first things you need to make sure you do when you're trying to get your mind right when shit gets bad is to take accountability for your own actions. It's okay to say you fucked up. We have to start there, right? We have to start there. Say that you fucked up. Be accountable for those things and what's going on in your world. Because we can't, we can't we can't fix a problem if we're trying to avoid it. We can't fix a problem if we're not honest with it. We can't fix a problem if we're just trying to run away from it, right? And we can't force it to just to we can't force it out because it's always going to come back. We can't force it to disappear because it's always going to come back. There's always going to be a problem. Whenever you fix one thing and you close the door on one problem, or you close the door on one problem, there's another door right there waiting for you. There's another problem right there waiting for you, right? And once you got to that place in which you're able to actually admit it and be accountable for your actions, be accountable for the direction you've went into, it's absolutely important that you just figure out what the hell that problem is. Right? Write the problem down. That's half the work right there. Being accountable and being able to write the problem down is actually half of the work. Being accountable and writing the problem down is half of the work. It's half of the journey. And it's important that you go ahead and you just go that far. You do what you have to do to get to that direction. Right? Because like I stated earlier, you cannot get your mind right. You cannot get things in order if you haven't admitted to what's going on. If you're not accountable for what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So figure out what the problem is. Write the problem down. Become accountable for that problem, right? Don't lie to yourself. Say you fucked up. It's okay. Don't lie to yourself. Say you fucked up. It's okay. But another thing that we have to do is once we get to that place, we have to work at trying to calm our mind down. Now, there are some things that many people do, right? But especially when it comes to this problem and knocking things out and being able to function within the bullshit, because that's what life, a huge chunk of life is about, right? Being able to function within the bullshit. Because if we can't function within mess, if we can't function when things go south, and if we can't function when things aren't right, then we are not going to be able to get through things properly. We're not going to be able to get through things effectively, efficiently. We're not going to be able to get through things the way we are supposed to. Right? So when it comes to things and problems within life, it's all about being able to function within the bullshit, being able to function within the shit that you have on. One of the ways to be able to do that, you need to start prioritizing those issues, right? The reason why your mind is all chaotic and everywhere is because you have 1,000 things going on at that moment. It's time to write shit down. It's time to write shit down. It's time to prioritize. Look at those problems that you may have, because some people don't just have one problem. Some people have 10, 20, and 30, and we're trying to figure out, hey, I need to take care of this, but I also got to worry about my kids, and I also need to worry about my money, and I got these bills, and my wife is tripping, and my kids is acting a fool, and my baby mama is on some other shit, and my family, I got family drama going on. Health wise, I'm not at the gym. I'm gaining this weight. I'm eating terribly. Like, there's a lot of things that we tend to avoid, but there's a lot of things we try to fix at once. And you're only one man. You're only one woman. You're only one person. You can only take on things one at a time. You're not a superhero. You're not a superhero. You're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. One thing at a time. Right? You can't eat all of your food at once. It's one bite at a time, right? You have to chew one thing at a time, right? So when it comes to your issues, write things down, prioritize them, see what's number one, see what's number 5, see what's number 10. Because the things that are number one, the big issue, you may not be able to have the ability to take care of those things right now. And things are only big because problems are only big because there are small things right there. Always remember that. A problem is big because there are small issues in front of it. A problem only becomes a big problem because of little issues that you just avoided. Right? So if your problem is too big, or if you have 3, 4, 5 different big old problems, let's break these things down. And let's just take care of little things, the little shit. Because every little thing that you take care of is going to assist you with getting rid of that bigger issue, that bigger problem. Because a big problem doesn't just boom and it's there. It doesn't just happen. It's not how shit works. It's because you've been avoiding things, or we haven't been paying attention to how this problem has been manifesting within our day-to-day life. Right? Choose which problem you want to attack. Choose which problem you want to attack. Attack the things that are the easiest. Put the big old things to the side. Don't worry about them at this exact moment. You will get to them at some point. But there are some other things like, this is important and this is important. Everything is fucking important when life is crazy. When life is shit and your mind is fucked up, everything is important. Understand that. Everything is important. And that's okay. But all the important shit in the world, you're not going to be able to do. No matter how important things are, it can wait. No matter how important things are, it can wait. Whether it be today, whether it be wait until this afternoon, whether it be wait until tonight, tomorrow, whatever the case is, it can wait. Whatever the issue is. Prioritize them, put them on your list, pull things off of that list, and figure out what small things you can knock out today in order to be able to start to give you that motivation so you can start to walk up that hill, because you need progress. Don't set yourself a failure by doing the big old shit and the big old things knocked you off and now you don't have any progress. Knock out the small things to be able to build that progress. But in the midst of all of this, one of the most important things that you have to do is focus on those specific coping skills that keeps you grounded. See, this is where coping skills are extremely important. Coping skills aren't important when you're just chilling or when things are bad. Coping skills are not important. I mean, yes, let me take that back. Coping skills aren't important at that moment, for a fact. But coping skills are even more important when shit hits the fan. Coping skills are even more important when shit gets bad. Coping skills are even more important when your life is fucked up. Coping skills are great when your life is calm, when you ain't got no issues going on. But coping skills are meant to be with you when shit gets all the way bad. That's when you need to focus on that coping skill. That's when you need to focus on that one thing that's going to help you get through it. That coping skill is going to help you push through it. So what happens a lot of times, what happens a lot of times, and I don't understand why people do this, when shit gets bad, they forget about their coping skill. But their coping skill is the thing that's supposed to help push them through the shit. Coping skill is good when life's easy, but coping skills are better when life is hard. Right? Coping skills are good when life is easy. Right? Coping skills are good when life is easy, but coping skills are so much better when life is hard. Don't forget about the thing that helped you got through the shit, right? Don't forget about the thing that helps you get through problems. right? Do not forget about the thing, the coping skill that helps you get through problems. So when you have a problem going on, you use that coping skill to get through it. A coping skill isn't meant to be there when you're chilling. It's meant to be there when it's hard, right? A coping skill is meant to be there when it's hard, when you have shit going on, and when things are going left, you dial in on that. Okay? Getting your mind right when things go left is extremely hard, and it could take a minute, but it's something that's possible if you are accountable for your actions. If you tell yourself that you fucked up. If you identify the problem, if you write the problem out, prioritize certain things, and if you remember to focus on those coping skills. A coping skill is easy as hell when ain't shit going on. It's easy to find a coping skill. You find a coping skill when shit is hard. When shit is easy, my bad. You find that coping skill when shit is easy. But you focus on that coping skill when shit gets tough. All right. So to all those folks who are listening and tuning in, good looking, good looking, good looking. As always, y'all remember, ain't no wealth without your mental health. So please stay blessed. Take care of yourself. Be great, y'all. Peace.